Hello, today in this video we will be fixing this guy right here, an Oster Professional Classic 76, and let's see what the issue is. Alright, let's set the box aside. Alright, the issue is this little guy right here. So the toggle switch, the little tip broke off. I'm just gonna show you. I'll show you what the new part looks like. Set the packaging aside. Okay. Extremely good packaging. There you go. So it says Oster 76 toggle switch assembly. So you can have a better view of it. I will put a link in the description of this one that I bought. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and purchase it if yours needs it to be replaced. So here's the little toggle switch right here. Here are the two wires that we're gonna need to connect, and there you go. All right, let's stop with that. We're gonna set the toggle switch aside for now, and let's talk about how we will take this apart and replace the toggle switch. There are two screw holes right here. Let's see if we can get them in camera. There we go. So there's a screw hole right here, and there's another one right here. There we go. 1 and 2. Looking into them, it seems to be a Phillips head screwdriver. So what we will do is we will get a Phillips head that's a bit long, and we're gonna unscrew that. And from the looks of it, we can see right here there's a little gap. So I'm assuming after we take off the two screws, we can go ahead and pull this out. Okay. So I'm gonna go get a Phillips head screwdriver, and then we will begin. Alright, so went ahead and got one of these screwdrivers. This one is extendable. There we go. So let's go ahead and get in here, and let's start taking the screws out. Okay, that one's loose. Let's go ahead and turn it around, and let's get the other one. Oh, this one's a bit hard. There we go. Okay. Now, like I said before, this part actually comes off. There you go, and here are the two contacts for the electricity and how the little toggle switch will control them. Before we continue, I'm gonna take out the screws, and I'm gonna mark out how this was installed previously, so we don't have any like short circuit at the end, which will not be fun. Oh, perfect. So just in case you are unsure how it goes back, it's got a little cutter right here, and if you look at the top, it's got a little nub or a little piece of plastic that sticks out, so you cannot really install this the wrong way. So again, there's a little cutter right there, and that plastic piece that's sticking out to help you line it up with that. Okay, done. Let's go ahead and set it aside. Let's keep the screws organized. And now here is the culprit. As we can see, it's being held down by 2 screws. Let's zoom in. The 2 screws that we will need to take out are this one right here and this one right there. The reason for that is because these are the ones that are connected directly to the toggle switch we will replace. We might need to take this one out depending if it's gonna get in the way of taking the toggle switch completely out. Alright, let's go ahead and let me just extend it to make it easier for you to see. There we go. Okay, now let's be really careful. Let's try to set this aside. And this metal part comes off. There we go, we're gonna set it there. Here's the little arm for the toggle switch. And this company made a really good job of making sure that you cannot install these pieces the wrong way. The reason for that is because one, it's this part right here has a little angled side. There you go, like that. This right here. And if you look where it goes in, it's actually got a little worn out, so you can actually know that this only goes in one way. Alright, let's set that aside. You know, that gives you confidence when you're fixing these things, so you don't have to worry or keep track of. Well, you don't have to worry about installing something the wrong way. Alright, there we go. Okay, this one came out. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the screws separate, just in case they are different. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna move this little guy right out of the way. And this cable, try to set it aside. Okay. Now let's go, I'm gonna try and pull them out with these little guys. And no, it's not coming out. And okay, so as you can see here, let me get the right angle. There we go. It's got this little crown or nut thing that we're gonna need to loosen up. And you can clearly tell because the new one, does not have any of that. Okay, so let's try and get this out. I'm gonna get a flat head and see if I can make this turn. Okay, I made it turn, but I think I made it turn the wrong way. Let's go ahead. Something I'm noticing now is that this little nut or crown seems to be made out of metal, so it's gonna make it a bit easier when turning it. Let's see. There we go. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but this thing is coming out, spinning more freely now. There we go. Set that aside. And now we can go ahead and push this down. And I'm just going to push it back up a little bit. And the reason why I pushed it back in is because I'm going to pay attention to how these cables are routed. I'm just going to bend them, just to see which one is the longer one and which one is the shorter one. And let's focus on it. And as you can see, when holding this with the white cable facing away from you, the one on the right is the short one, the one on the left, there you go, is the long one. So let's just make sure that we install the new one in the same way. And here's the new one. So short one on the right, long one on the left. There you go. Let's go ahead and pull this one out. So I just grabbed the long cable, pulled it out. We're gonna wiggle it out. I'm trying to not, there you go. So you're gonna need to wiggle it out to get it completely free. Now, same way, with the white cable facing away from you, we're gonna install the new one with the short cable on the left, on the right. So let's go ahead and push this in. We might need to wiggle it in. Nope, this one's a bit easier. There we go. And before we get anything plugged in, we're gonna go ahead and get our nut. Let's get focus perfect. I'm gonna put it back on. Yeah, we're gonna tighten it. And I'm just gonna give it a little bit of an extra push with the flat head tip. There we go. That way it's nice and secure. And we get that click again. All right, let's finish up the wiring. And I just pre-bent the cables to the proper position. Let's get it to focus. There we go. So now with the white cable facing towards you, we're gonna put the long cable, this one right here, on top right there, and that is where we will screw in this little guy. Okay, let's get that done. So the way it's gonna be installed is with the bent. So we're gonna install it with that little bent part. I'm just pointing it out to you. With this bent part facing down. And again, remember that it has a small bent part. Let's get some light in here. So it's got, there you go, that bent part right here where this cable will go to help you align the metal piece. There we go. So now we got some light. It's a bit better to see. Now, like I was saying, that angled piece right there needs to match with this guy. Alright, so the way this goes is with this little cable on top. So let's go ahead and get the screw inside here. There we go. So, alright, so this little guy will need to go on top of the metal part, well, the metal bracket. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna line them up. We're gonna put the screw through both of them. Just cut it through one. There you go, through both of them. And now we're just gonna move it. Okay, we're gonna keep them together. Gonna align it to where they're supposed to go. Push down just to keep it in place, and then we're gonna tighten the screw. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna loosen it up and move the cable a little bit to the right. Alright, looks good. And now we're gonna do the one here at the bottom. And we're just gonna get okay, it would have been easier if we did this one first, but let's not waste time. Okay, there we go. Line both of them up. There we go. We are pretty much done. And if we flip it back, toggle switch, it's working. Well, it's clicking. It's not working. We're not gonna shear just yet. Now again, cutter right there, and plastic piece protruding right there. So we're just gonna get them together and just move it around. There you go. So the back part goes into the cutout, and now all that is left to do is put the screws back on. There we go. All right. Just gonna take this guy off. There we go. Okay. And now the moment of truth is we're gonna plug it into the wall, to an extension cord I have here, and we're gonna test it. Something I don't know is that is on and that is off. We will find out in a second. All right. Okay. So it's plugged into the extension cord, and this down seems to be off. On, off, on, and here it is. I will do a slow motion of this guy, just cutting. Well, not cutting anything, but just going. Hello, thank you for watching the video until the end. Please like the video if it helped you out. Share it if you want to help someone else out. And please subscribe for any future content.